Noise complaints. From Travis to Elizabeth. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazzle, nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Cedarum runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave, and she was religious. What is wrong with this dude? Why did you let this dude make Hades? Nah, that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl! Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal-themed stuff, too. Stop by if you want to listen. Or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore you'll see. Or hear, rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling swelling you up like you was a Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah! Oh my goodness, that's not the word hallelujah, I've just realized, first of all. Second of all, man, this guy is... He took his, Christian upbringing and really turned it around for the worse, didn't he? As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal? Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we was supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an Extinction Protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. Gotta hand it to Trav, he did a great job building Hades. Well, sorta. I mean, Hades kinda went haywire, it seems, but you know. It's good at its job, I'll give him that. It's good at destroying everything. Tate here, just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. 3 blues? Drugs? Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Sleeping pills? Okay. Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers. Sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky, I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strong. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. All back to it tomorrow. Alligators. Alligators! What's this last one? He talking to Sobek again? Oh no, it's from Samina. From Samina to Travis, CC Elizabeth. Archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo archive submission that, your 666 submission in just 5 days. And oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings re inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby co-signing your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just 1, but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Don't worry, the Pastaloni material has already been preserved, extreme perhaps, but art. 2, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, oh, I don't know, your assigned work? We have a world to save after all. Or the rest of us do anyway. Dr. Samina Ebaji. Probably butchered her last name, but, you know. Oh, Travis. Ooh, we're back in Super Rockland.
Way onwards.
Okay. Ah, back in metal. Enemies? This looks like an enemy room.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the alpha in charge of this program. Now, Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of CRADLE facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Dude's got a lot ahead of him. What email is this? From Patrick Brokered Klein to Elizabeth Sobeck. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation. Astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO? Resolved. Nutrition delivery? Resolved. Hormonal stability? Resolved. 12 other risk areas? Resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FC's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm gonna rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. PBK. So Sirius was like a habitable world that this universe in like their 2070s or whatever were considering trying to go to and like establish a colony at, it seems. That must be what Sirius was. But they couldn't quite get to it before, extinction. From Patrick to Elizabeth, Cradle sealed. Ulethia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Yanzing province could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good for our maiden voyage, a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is a margin for refinement in future Cradle populations. Don C? In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Ulethia 02 site inside Mount Nimulai, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. PBK. What a guy, that PBK. What do we have there? From Patrick to Elizabeth, Cradle Servitor Personae. Development of the artificial personae for Cradle Servitors, Nurturer, Disciplinarian, Healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing Point 4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the Disciplinarian and Healer personae. I've also attached the reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother personae intervened on a Disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing on first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I've attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in just data corrupted. Whoop. Can't stay, just wanted to say that Chaos, I've only been watching you for about 10 months, but can firmly say even after only 1 month, you're one of my favorite people to watch. Thanks, Shadow Boy, and thanks for dropping in, dude. Hope you're having a good day. Catch you in some future streams or on YouTube. Thanks for the kind words. Appreciate it.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Crazy. Oh. I think we got everything down here, and now we move up to the next floor.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Time to get searching.
Forget about traveling light.
So many dang health potions, dude. So many. Well, nothing to do now but go up, I guess. Can you jump to that? There we go. Wasn't jumping for a second there. It happens sometimes. I'm really worried I'm gonna miss a power cell in here and have to come back. That would be a nightmare. I don't think every main mission bunker has a power cell in it. I'm trying to remember, because I think there are only 5. We've gotten 2 of them and there are 3 left, but we don't have that many main missions left, so I really think there's one in here. I wonder if there are actually some power cells that aren't in main mission quest things, if they're like, you have to go to other places to find them, like maybe there's one in a cauldron or something. I should probably just look it up sometime to make certain. We'll worry about it later. Hello. Enemies? No holograms? Alright, start scanning.
Nuts would benefit from anthropological morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Component that got removed.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
no, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good. You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Alright. I haven't played in a while, but I think you get 3 from the main quests and the other 2 from other quests. I'll just look it up after stream, because I mean I found them before anyway, but I'll just double check to make sure. And then if there are some that that we missed from side quests or that we need to go out of our way to get because they're not part of missions or anything, then we'll probably go get them next stream. If we can. We'll see.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
I wasn't sure if we'd see anything from Faro again at this point, but that was a really nice little bit right there. I liked that a lot. Ted being worried and Liz being like, how dare you, and then Gaia being like, I don't know, dude's kind of got a point. What if I go crazy? Where the heck am I going? Oh, I have to pry open this door. Oh, this is her office, isn't it? Let's go. Hacker voice, I'm in.
Should have brought a cart.
Should have. I didn't miss anything out here, did I? Do a quick double check. I'm most worried about missing, well, first of all, I love these audio dialogues and emails and stuff. I love getting all of those. But I'm also really worried about missing a friggin' power cell and having to come back here later in the playthrough. It'd be so much to run through. Alright, well. Let's scan this first. Yeah, that's text. What have we got? From Charles to Elizabeth, subject Artemis status. I don't remember what Artemis does. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it, if those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Oh, Artemis is all about animals, I see. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer yada yada, microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves, thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many too lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again, but not now, not like this. Not on our watch. Ronson. All right, and then we have that one, which is also text. Elizabeth, to all alphas, subject Odyssey has failed. All, some terrible news I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. Elizabeth. Ah, so they still tried to get out into space and just leave the planet, but then they failed, obviously, as expected. Alright, all that should be left is this.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Uh-oh.
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.